A few weeks ago, I found a really interesting video on YouTube Shorts. It was a clip from a brand new anime called The Water Magician. As you can see, that short clip showed a warrior and a magician traveling through a fantasy land filled with monsters and wonders. The art style looked glorious, but what made me decide to check this new series out was the premise shown in the clip, which is a fantasy adventure featuring two friends. Just you and the homie, scaling mountains and slaying dragons. Seems like a cool and refreshing take on a genre that has been oversaturated and feels rather stale for the past few years. So I gave it a try. As it turns out, that glorious clip was taken from the series' opening sequence. And while it's true that the eponymous water magician does go on an exciting adventure with his warrior friend, that only happened briefly at the beginning of the story. After that, the story delves into the usual isekai fantasy story featuring an overpowered main character who beats everybody without breaking a sweat, just like countless other isekai anime out there. To be fair, though, The Water Magician never mentioned anything about this series being an adventure featuring a water magician and his warrior homie. It was purely a speculation on my part, so my disappointment stems solely from my uninformed expectation. That being said, I really think this series could have been better if they had decided to focus on the journey of the two best friends, as shown in the opening sequence, rather than going with the usual route of an overpowered isekai main character that they ended up taking. It's not like that is a revolutionary idea either. Free Rern touched on this concept when they introduced a character named Kraft. Kraft is a strong warrior who used to be a hero, together with his friend, a priest. Together, they used to defeat monsters and save villages. Unfortunately, since all of that happened thousands of years ago, nobody remembers who they are anymore. Their name has been lost to the pages of history. In the series, they are known as the Forgotten Heroes. Considering the story of Kraft was one of the highlights of the series, I think it's safe to say that the fans of the series would certainly love to see a spin-off series that focuses on the adventures of these two best friends. Going a bit further, one of the most beloved story arcs of Hunter x Hunter is the Greed Island arc. This story arc focuses heavily on the adventure of two best friends, Gon and Killua, in the eponymous Greed Island. It was easily the most wholesome, exciting, and the most fun part of Hunter x Hunter. Going even further, there's also an old story featuring two dudes who embark on an epic journey to save the world. It's called The Lord of the Rings. The journey of Frodo and Sam across Middle-earth is one of the most intense and exciting parts of The Lord of the Rings. So as you can see, an adventure story that focuses on two best friends is not only work, but when done right, it can be the most exciting thing ever. For a genre that has been plagued by the same tropes for years, it would have been great if The Water Magician took a different approach than its peers and predecessors and went with the two dudes going on adventure approach instead. Considering the fact that not many stories use this concept, it would be a breath of fresh air for the world of anime. But alas, they didn't do it, and we got the usual stuff instead. Mind you, it's not that the series is bad per se, but it could have been way better.